Namaste, everybody. Welcome to my channel. I'm Andrea, also known as Dragonfly. Today I want to talk about the April 8th solar eclipse and this whole eclipse season we are in. Now, I'm not an astrologer, but I do follow astrology, and I highly recommend you look up Heather Ensworth. She talks about the eclipses in a much more expansive way than I will, but she's a wonderful astrologer and she speaks about the mythology as well. So this is a really potent time that we're in. And the other thing that's happening is 7 planets are lining up, and there's a comet that's called the Devil's Comet that might be actually seen while you're looking at the solar eclipse. If you do look at the solar eclipse, make sure you use special glasses, as it will destroy your vision. And one of the things that I was really interested about this eclipse is that I listened to Danae Elder speak about how traditionally they would go inside during an eclipse, and that it was the time to go within and really reflect upon where you're at in your life. And I would think it is a beautiful time of rebirth. But also when they began seeing eclipses, they obviously, or I would say obviously, most likely did not have solar glasses, like solar eclipse glasses like we have. And some of them probably lost their eyesight or lost their vision because of it. So it became tradition not to look at the sun during the solar eclipse. However, now we have these special glasses. We know how to look at it in a safe way. So I still think it's a really important time to go within. And we just had the lunar eclipse, and now we're having the solar eclipse. And the next 6 months in this eclipse season are all about shifting and raising your vibration to the next level. And what the Danae person was speaking about, the Danae grandfather was saying that as the sun goes away with the shadow of the moon, it becomes dark. So we go into the darkness inside ourselves, and then there is a rebirth after reflection on where you're at in your life. And I love talking about this because I'm now 62, and when I was 21 years old, many moons ago, I started reading about this time that we're in right now. And I learned about the precession of the equinox, and I learned about the Kali Yuga and the different ages of time through the Vedic calendar, that we've left the Kali Yuga age and we're in the next cycle, which is moving on the ascension cycle. But there's still a lot of the old energy of the last 5,000 years of a more patriarchal dominated consciousness. And with the other interesting thing is the next solar eclipse is not till 2044, August 23rd, 2044. And interestingly enough, that's the time that Pluto is going to be in the age of Aquarius. Now, just to give you a little backstory, I am a stellium Aquarian, which means I have 6 planets in Aquarius. So I am a quintessential Aquarian. And I have lived my entire life with the vision of an Aquarian, with the dream of an Aquarian. And the vision and the dream of the Aquarian archetype is the humanitarian, the visionary, the one who sees everything as interconnected. And also the other aspect of the Aquarian is technology. And as we're seeing, as we're evolving in our consciousness, we're also evolving, science is evolving, quantum physics, we're learning more about neuroplasticity, AI is big on the scene, robots, technology, science is going to change. And there's a lot of fear about all these things. But just remember that, the Aquarian age is a consciousness of balancing the masculine and the feminine. It's the consciousness of balancing the mind and the heart, not just the mind without the heart. It's about living from your heart in coherence with your gut, your heart, and your brain. And a lot of, people say, well, oh, the women are rising, they're going to take over. No, it's not about the feminine taking over. It's about each human being expanding their consciousness to understand that we are each masculine and feminine. Within us are the energies of the masculine and the energies of the feminine. Every human being starts out as a female, and some turn into males and some stay females. So we all have this masculine, feminine energies within us. And the Aquarian age is not about the feminine taking over and dominating the masculine. It's about finding balance and restoring balance in the world and between the masculine and feminine. Sadly, we have so far to go in the evolution of consciousness around, there's still so much misogyny, violence against women, and demonization of anything intuitive or, emotional. The feminine intuition, emotions are often, for so long were depicted as, oh, she's in a hysteria, and men need to express their emotions as well. Just like women, we need to learn how to earn money and learn how to have a business and learn how to lead and learn how to go out there and build things. And men have an opportunity to, at this time, really connect with their soft feminine side as well, instead of projecting some rejection of women. Maybe they experience some rejection by the feminine, and then they say that all women are bad. Just like women who were damaged or wounded by men, they can fall into the pattern of saying all men are bad, which is, of course, not true. And it's not true on either side. And we're in a time where it's so important to restore balance between the masculine and the feminine. It's also a time of, in 2012, we were at the end of the Mayan calendar, but, people were afraid the world was going to end. The world continued, but you can see since 2012, there's been a huge shift in consciousness, and there is a quickening that we're in right now. And this, anytime there is an eclipse, it's a huge opportunity to really reflect on your life and see what no longer serves you and what do you want to step into towards the future. And we are all being called to rise up, to leave behind the old paradigm of, we're being sinners at birth. Like, I don't know, religion has always been, any organized religion I have a problem with, because I do not believe that babies are sinners when they're born. And this indoctrination of saying that we're sinners, to me, creates a collective society of people afraid and not connected to spirit. They have to connect to spirit and source through a priest. And we know how that's turned out for many children, unfortunately, who were sexually abused in the churches or residential schools through the under the umbrella of religion. So we're all in this collective healing. I believe we're healing. It's a generations of trauma from left over from the Victorian age and left over from the time when religion dominated by men. It was about control and trying to keep us separate from our own power, from our own empowerment. And now we are in a place where we are stepping into our own empowerment. There are people waking up more and more and more. When I first started meditating, when I was in my 20s, I wanted to prepare for this time because I read that we were going to be living in a very chaotic time with lots of war and environmental destruction and climate change and chaos, and that the important thing to do during these times of transformation and transition is to connect with your intuition and your heart. And so around age 21, I began meditating because I wanted to develop my intuition. I practice meditation on a daily basis. It's just part of who I am now. It's been, mindfulness, meditation, living in the moment, breath work, connecting in the moment is a practice that I've been doing for since my 20s. I'm 62 now. So I'm in a different place in my consciousness. I'm more in the place of feeling like I feel the oneness all the time. I experience life in a more multidimensional understanding and experience. I feel energy. I get intuition. I feel the energy of people. I feel the energy of space. And I know how to direct energy to people if I want to do Reiki, let's say, sending loving energy. And this is what happens when you activate, align, and ascend. And that means activating your energy centers, aligning with the cosmos, with divine source, aligning with Mother Earth, and really clearing out all the energy centers that have been blocked by trauma or thinking that is not productive, destructive thinking, thinking that brings your energy down. And so I'm launching a program called Activate, Align, Ascend. And it's a chakra program where we go through the 12 chakras, starting with the Earth Star. And it's for women. This program is for women. I would love to do it for men and women, but right now I'm focused on working with women. And we're going to meet each week to really delve into the issues that are blocking the energy centers. For example, if you were sexually abused as a child, or in your any years of growing up, it can definitely traumatize your energy center. If you were not taken care of, if you were told that you did not matter, if you were not respected, all of these things affect our energy centers are clouded or blocked in our developmental phases of growth. And if you're not growing up in a healthy environment, these energy centers get out of a line and get blocked, and problems happen throughout your whole life. And you just keep thinking there's something wrong with you because you never feel secure, or you never seem to be able to make money, or you can't seem to take care of yourself, or for example, in the root chakra. So if you'd like to join my program, Activate, Align, Ascend, I am hoping to start in April, but I would like to have at least 4 women to begin. And if we don't start this April, I will offer it later, but there'll be a waiting list to get in. And the maximum number of women will be 11 women. So it's really an intimate container. And we really support each other in sisterhood. So that's, speaking of sisterhood, that's the other thing I do, is I lead women's circles. And each month we have a different women's circle that focuses on a different theme. So I'm all about empowering women and men to align and heal so they can rise up into their full self-empowered version of themselves, in full self-expression, full self-realization, because when we each heal, we help with the healing of the planet. And we are at a time where we see what's going on in the world. We see the war that's happening. I can't even believe there's these insane wars, the horrors that are happening, that continue to happen. It just feels like it's this ancient barbaric consciousness. And I don't understand why it still is happening. But each of us is responsible for our own shift and our own growth and our own healing. And we are living in this time where I'm sure most of you know that almost every single person collectively these days is going through a major transformation. Not just one thing. Like, we're talking open heart surgery while your mother's dying, your dog dies and your husband leaves, your sister and your it's all happening at once. And everyone's going through such a challenging time that we can't rely on those people, because we need to rely on ourselves and our connection with Source, our connection with Spirit, our connection with Gaia. Humans are going through a huge transformational time. I am a transformational coach. I've done so much healing and personal growth, spiritual growth in my life, that I feel blessed that I am now able to serve others and help others on their path to healing, because I've been in the dark night of the soul. I've been